Let's go ahead and start with reviewing our DMR. We forgot yesterday to go over that, so I want to make sure that we start off quickly with that today and are able to ask any questions that we have. Overall, we've done pretty good with this. The only one that seems to be getting us is when we are asked to find an equation that has more than one response. Okay, so more than one response seems to be getting us. So remember, when you have those check boxes and it says choose the equation or equations, there's probably more than one answer. Okay, so we're going to check in with this. And if you have a question regarding one of them, please let me know and I'd be happy to answer. The answer is called the sum. We are asked to add 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. I know how to skip count by fives, so that is 5, 10, 15, 20. So my sum is 20. Questions on that? Beautiful. I did not figure as such. Let's take a look at our second one. Our second one is choose the multiplication equation or equations that match the repeated addition in number 1. So I have to be able to see number 1, 5 plus 5 plus 5. So this is referencing up here. And it says 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. That is 4 groups of 5. So that is shown by our multiplication equation here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 fives. So there would be 4 groups of 5. A lot of you selected 5 times 4. That would look like this. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And that's very different than 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. They might give you the same answer. They're going to have the same product and sums, but these are very different. Yesterday, I was talking with Miss Sharp, and she had a great way to show how this is different. So let's say that you have a party, and at your party, you have invited 4 of your friends. And for your party, you want to give each friend a bag of candy as a thank you for coming. So you have 20 pieces of candy. Okay? You have 20 pieces of candy and you have 4 friends. We know that this would work if we created 1, 2, 3, 4 bags for each of the 4 people, right? And then we could put 1 piece in each one until we got to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I have 5 pieces of candy in each bag. So I have 4 groups of 5. So we can see that that is 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Okay? Now, the problem would be if we just thought, like some of you guys do, that you can just randomly switch this. So now let's say instead of 4 bags, you made 5 bags. And you put 4 in each one. This is still 20, but what's going to happen with one of the bags of candy? One of the bags of candy is wasted. There was no need for it. So this would be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And you can see that because we have a different number of groups, some of it was wasted. So this is why it's important to recognize the differences between 4 groups of 5 and 5 groups of 4. So our correct answer is only 4 times 5. Questions on that? Okay, so now let's take a look at 3 and 4. 3 says, round the number to the nearest 10. Rounding, this takes us back to the beginning of the year. When we are rounding to the nearest 10, it is our ones place that is going to tell us what to do. Remember, when we have a 1, That is on the 4 or less. So we're going to give it a rest down to the same 10. So this would round down to 490. It would not round up to 500 because I would have to travel all of these steps over. 490 is your correct answer. Any questions on that one? Okay, let's take a look at number 4. Subtract. The answer is called the difference. You should have on a whiteboard or a piece of paper somewhere worked this problem out. 915 subtract 687. We have 5 ones. We're subtracting 7 ones. That's impossible. So I have to recreate this as 15 by removing a 10 and putting it over into my ones place. I now have 15 ones, subtract 7 ones, gives me 8 ones. I have 0 tens, I'm asked to subtract 8. That is impossible. So I'm going to borrow 100, which is going to give me 10 tens. 10 subtract 8 is 2. 800 subtract 600s is 200s. So you should have typed 228 as your difference, your answer. Questions on that one? Okay. Finally, you are only asked, are you going to add or subtract this problem? You do not have to find the numerical answer. Just tell me if you're going to add or subtract. Corian got 342 pieces of candy on Halloween. Angel got 256 pieces of candy. How many more pieces of candy did Corian receive than Angel? So I see that Corian has more. Angel has a smaller amount. We're going to see how much extra does Corian have, which means we have to remove Angel's amount. So this is a subtraction. We are comparing the difference between these. Okay, so we have 342, which is a larger amount. We have 256, which is a smaller amount. That means we are removing the 256 to find out what is remaining. Okay, alrighty. This was your DMR review. Your DMR for today, Thursday, will come out at 12 o'clock today during your work time. Please make sure that you work on completing that. All right, kiddos, today we are going to do another 3-act task. Our last 3-act task was the disc golf, where we were helping my friend Graham figure out how many throws or how many yards he had until he got to the disc golf basket. Today, he has a different question for us to help, and we're going to see if we can figure out the answer. I am going to make a prediction that this is going to take us 2 days. So please know that we'll probably be saving this as a draft, but we're going to get through as much as we can today. Inside of Seesaw, you need to go right now to your multiplication 3-act task activity. Please go to multiplication 3-act task activity. This is one of those days where you'll want to split your screen. You'll want to be able to see your work on half of your screen. You'll want to be able to see my shared screen on the other half. So you'll use that restore down button to make it smaller. The restore down button is that square that's in between your X out and your minimize. And then if I do that with a second tab, I can place them side by side so that I can see the work that I'm doing and I can see my teacher's screen, which is on Zoom. So minimize your Zoom or restore your Zoom down, restore your Seesaw down, okay? Check out your screens, awesome. Lots of you are doing that right now, beautiful. So half of your screen should be showing your Seesaw work, half of your screen should be showing Zoom. If you are watching this on the recording, you'll want half of your screen showing the YouTube recording. You'll want the other half of your screen showing your work. Beautiful. Okay, let's take a look at our multiplication 3-act task. This is from me today. I'm very excited about it. first, it appears we have a question. Aiden G.
How do you do it again? Because I didn't see it.
How do you make them smaller?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me return this really quick because somebody's already turned this in somehow, even though we haven't even started. Let me send that back and then I can show you. There we go. Okay. So you are going to up top where there's your minimize and your close. There's also a 2 squares that say restore down. When you click those, it'll make your screen smaller. And then just like on Seesaw, when you want a bubble to be bigger or smaller, you can change the size by clicking and dragging. So again, you'll want to use those 2 squares that are in between the minimize and the X, and that will make your screen smaller. And you
I'll
can
need to share my screen because I don't see that stuff.
Aiden, look up top by where you would close out of your tabs. You see that X?
Yes.
Right next to it is a square. Click it.
I did.
There you go. And now you can use on the corners, you can use that drag to make it bigger or smaller.
Oh.
Okay, awesome. All right, go ahead and click on add response, please. You're gonna click on add response. You will follow along with what we are doing as a class. So on that add response, it will open up your slides. Your slides cannot be completed until you watch the portions of the video that we're going to work on together. Okay, so you will, just like last time, record noticings from the videos I show you. Tell me what you wonder, and we'll figure out what is the main question that we're going to help Graham with today. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this on the instructional slides while you are working in the student slides. As a reminder, we do have a goal today. We are trying to, level 3, represent the concept of multiplication using whole numbers. So there's a very large hint to you that you're probably going to be multiplying today. You are also going to be writing an equation to represent a model. Today, you're going to challenge yourself to tell me why the model you created is the best. So you're going to choose between equal size groups, arrays, area models, and number lines to decide if your model is the most appropriate. Okay, all right. Here are some short instructions regarding what we're going to do today so that you can better prepare yourself.
Hey, third grade, you're going to be gathering information from videos and photos today to solve a math problem. In order to do this, you'll need to be able to see the instructional slides and your work at the same time. So if you aren't able to see the videos and pictures on your teacher's computer, you'll need to split your screen and have 2 tabs open. One which shows the instructional slides on Seesaw, and one which has your work on Seesaw. You'll also notice on each slide is a short video clip. I recommend watching the video clip you see before attempting to work on the slide.
All right, so as you know, you should have 2 screens showing. Here is the video for slides 1 and 2 on the student's response template. So you're getting ready to write down what you notice. As you watch this, I'd like for you to either write with your pen or with your label tool things that you notice in the video, things that you see. Okay, what do you notice? Here we go. Alrighty, what are some things that you noticed? What did you notice in this video? Go ahead and take a moment to write down on your slide some things that you noticed. Okay, so what did you notice? Go ahead and take some time to write that down. Anything at all? What did you notice? Take about a minute. Okay, I'm going to ask you to use your self-control and to unmute yourself and share what you noticed. Please try not to speak over each other. So if someone else is talking, don't unmute and talk over them, but just share out things that you notice. And I'm going to record what you noticed as you say them. So go ahead and unmute, wait for each other, and share one thing that you noticed. I want you to share one thing. Go.
He's putting squares on a square.
He has blue tiles.
The mat on the floor is yellow. That he is at
He was placing blue tiles on the mat for some reason.
It was a video.
Keep going.
There were a lot of tiles.
It was a video. He was yelling. He was wearing a yellow shirt. He was on the floor.
Anything more?
He has
There was a
He was
white
building a square.
there was a white square on the outline.
He is lining the squares up with the bigger square. He
was
making it gray.
It was an orange square.
He's building like a square.
He's wearing a yellow shirt.
He's making an array.
Okay, we think it could possibly be an array. Okay, great noticings. You do not have to have everything that everyone else said on your slide. So please do not start typing like crazy to catch up. You don't need that. I only want your noticings, okay? So if you see something you want to add, that's fine, but you do not need to have all of these, okay? I will record these for us. All right, we're gonna watch this one more time, and this time I'd like for you to write, what do you wonder? What questions do you have? What do you want to know? What do you wonder? Okay, so what do you wonder? We're going to watch this again, and then you're going to write down some questions, some wonderings. Okay, all righty, here we go. One more time. What do you wonder? All right, what do you wonder? Go ahead and write that down now on slide 2. Write down some questions. So we're not sharing our questions right now. Just write down the questions that you have. What do you wonder? Take another minute, write down questions. What do you wonder? Okay, let's do the same thing. We did a pretty good job. Do not speak over each other, but unmute and tell me your wonderings, okay? Unmute and tell me what you wonder.
There was purple. There was doing square with the pieces.
Building.
Why is he so skinny?
What is he doing with
There was a purple outline.
Oh, we have people talking over each other. I can't hear.
Why is he so skinny?
what was he building?
He was doing a square with the piece.
Where is he?
The answer
He was trying
Why
to
is he using blue tiles?
What is he making?
Okay, pause. I need to catch up.
How is he doing?
Michelle's freezing on me. Pause.
Is his favorite color blue? Is his favorite color blue? Why is he on the floor? Why is he using blue tiles?
All right, Terrence, I'm going to record those. That's your fourth question. So I want you to pause and give some other people some time, okay? So pause on you. I got your 4 down here. Let's give some other people a chance.
Why did he
He was doing he moved to do a square.
Is he making an array model?
Why move the rest of the spoons to the side?
Where is he?
Doing.
Is he doing an array?
He making a model. Is he modeling the array?
Play.
Okay, awesome. Let's pause. So now I'm going to be able to help you answer these questions because I've talked with my friend Graham about this assignment and he knew what kind of questions students would ask. So he has prepared me with the answers that I needed to share with you. So allow me to help you and I will cross them out as we have an answer for them. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. All right. Why did he move the squares out to the white? Because he wanted to make an area model that was larger. So that's why he moved them. Why is he doing that? He wanted to create a math challenge for students at a school. So that is the reason he is creating that design. Why is he skinny? Graham would be very happy to hear you say that. He has been working out quite a bit. Why is he filling the square? That goes in with why is he doing that? He's trying to figure out how many tiles will fit there. He wants to know how many of those blue tiles will fit inside of that square. Is his favorite color blue? Yes, it is. Where is he? He is in South Carolina, where he lives, and he is at an elementary school that he is working for. Is he making an array? No, he is not. He is making an area model. Remember, an area model is different than an array because there's no space between the objects. Area models are made of squares only, and area models tell you how much space is covered. How many tiles will fit there? Ding, 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 ladies and gentlemen. This is the main question. Please, on slide 2, record how many tiles will fit there as the main question. So everybody right now is typing the exact same question on number 3. How many tiles will fit inside the yellow rectangle? How many tiles will fit inside the yellow rectangle? This is the question we're going to help Graham answer today. How many tiles will fit inside the yellow rectangle? Go ahead and record that down on your slide as the main question. Awesome. How many tiles will fit inside the yellow rectangle? That is what we are going to use our multiplication to solve today. We are going to attempt to figure out how many of those blue tiles will fit inside of the yellow rectangle. Levin, a question.
The whole entire time, I was trying to tell you that I was saying, is he making an area model?
He is making an area model. So those blue tiles are going to make a very large area model. Yes, that's correct. All righty. How many tiles will fit inside the yellow rectangle? That is the question that we are going to answer today. I'd like for you to move on to slide 3. Please go to slide 3. Go to slide 3. Okay, here's what you are going to do on slide 3.
The wondering from the video that you'll be solving is how many squares will it take to fill up the yellow rectangle? You'll be using an estimate to guess how many squares you think will fit inside of the yellow rectangle. Think about how many you think it will be. Then make a low estimate. There's no way it's going to be less squares than this. And think of a higher estimated number. There's no way it's going to be more squares than this.
Okay, so I'm going to share this video with you one more time, and I want you to think, looking at the blue squares, how many do you think are going to fit inside of this whole yellow rectangle? So this whole yellow rectangle, how many of these blue ones are going to fit? So here's how many fit in the part we've seen. Okay, he used 6 right there. There are 6 of them here. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know it's going to be more than 6 because he's still got to fill all of this space. How many of those blue rectangles do you think it's going to take to fill the whole space, all of it? On your seesaw right now, I want you to
Probably
record
about 200.
your estimate, okay? What do you think is the smallest number possible? What do you think is the largest number possible? On your number line, you're going to put your guess right here in the middle, okay? So on your number line, put how many you think will fit. How many blue tiles are going to fit in that whole yellow rectangle? Go ahead and write your estimate down now. So again, you are doing this on slide 3. How many are going to fit inside of that yellow rectangle?
Miss Sousa, do we write the low estimate and the high estimate too?
Yes, you do. So the low estimate, this is like a number line. So the low estimate will go on the lesser or smaller side. The high estimate will go on the greater or bigger side. And then in the middle, you're going to put your exact guess. So if you had to guess, it's going to be exactly this much. How many would you put? I'm going to take a look at your screens and share out some of your estimates as you are creating them.
20.
All righty, we have guesses of 96. We have a guess of 20, 21. Someone says 75. Someone else says 100. A guess of 30. Wow, this is going to be very interesting. We have people guessing very high and very low. It's a very wide range here. It's going to be interesting to see who's correct. A guess of 15. A guess of 94. Awesome. Okay, so remember, after you put your guess, you're going to put a larger number on the higher side and a smaller number on the lower side. I think I'm going to guess right in the middle of you guys. So we've heard 30 and 20. We've heard all the way up to 100. I'm going to guess it's going to be about 64. I think there's going to be 64. So that's going to be my guess right here. I don't think there's any way it's going to be more than 100. I don't think it's going to be any less than 50. So my small number is going to be 50. My high number is going to be 100. And I think it's actually going to be 64. So this is an example of how you would fill that out. So my low number, I said, was going to be 50. My high number, I don't think it's going to be more than 100. My real number, where I think it actually is going to be 64. That's my guess. That's my estimate. Okay? All right, awesome. Now, I'm going to ask you, what information would you like to know? If you're going to solve this problem, what do you need to know about the rectangles and the squares? What do you need to know? What do you think, guys? What do we need to know? If we're going to do multiplication to figure this out, what do we need to know? Aiden?
So you see, like, that is like a small square. If you cut it up in tiny squares, you'll get the answer.
So we need to know, see if I can think about how to write that down. The size of the smaller squares. Is that what you're saying? We need to know how big are the small squares so we can see how many they fit. Okay. So how big are the blue tiles? We do need to know that. How big are the blue tiles? That would be important for us to know. What else do we need to know? Vinny?
What numbers do we need?
What number what?
What number, the numbers that we need to multiply?
Okay, so the numbers that we need to multiply. So if we're going to multiply in an area model, we need to know the length and width, oops, of the yellow rectangle. Yeah, we need to know how long and how wide that yellow rectangle is. Yellow rectangle is, that's correct. One more, Leah?
So like the 6 squares equaled square, how many of those can fit?
How many of the 6 will fit?
Yeah.
Okay, so a group of 6 we might be working with. Okay, let me record that. Uh-oh, where'd my recording go? There it is. So we also need to know how many squares of the 6 tiles will fit. Okay, awesome. Anything else that we might need to know? Because I would be happy to tell you. Okay, well, I am going to tell you that we actually need to know the measurement of the floor and the measurement of the plates, okay? So I'm going to share with you the 2 that we need to write down. What I put in red, I would like for you to put on your slide. Okay, so in red, the rectangle, and we're going to fill in some information about that. We need to know about the rectangle, and we need to know about the tiles. This is what we'll need to know about, and I'm going to share that information with you. Oh, I paused. I apologize. There you go. We need to know about the rectangle. We need to know about the tiles. So what's in red, I want you to record there. Christopher.
Can you go back to number 2? Because I don't know what to do there.
On this slide?
Yeah.
What part do you need to know? Because I have the rest of the class that needs slide 3, so I need to help you figure this out. What do you need to know?
Many questions.
No, you don't have to write all the questions. You only have to write the main question. How many tiles will fit inside the yellow rectangle? I'll send that to you in the chat. You do not have to write down everybody else's question. Okay, so I'm going to send it to you in the chat, Christopher. The one question that you need to write down is how many blue tiles will fit in the yellow rectangle. Okay, I'm going to send it to you now. You are not in the chat. How strange is that? There you are. There you go. All right, so I'm going to give you some information about the rectangle, and I'm going to give you some information about the tiles, okay? I'm going to share my screen with you, and then we are going to write down the information, okay? All right, here we go. Inside of the yellow rectangle, 9 square plates will fit going across, and 12 square plates will fit going up and down. So there will be 12 rows, and there will be 9 in each row. 12 rows, 9 in each row. So this is what we need to write down. There are going to be 12 plates that fit up and down. There are going to be 9 plates that fit going side to side. So on our seesaw, we are going to write that down. The rectangle, 12 rows with 9 in each row. That's what we need to know about the rectangle. That will fit 12 rows with 9 in each row. Go ahead and record that information. "12 rows with 9 in each row." Yes.
My computer keeps freezing and I it keeps messing up and it's freezing.
Okay, that would be your internet connection. There's not much that I can do about it from here, but you can move closer to your hotspot. If you still have issues, you'll be able to watch the YouTube recording of this lesson and catch up. Okay, but move a little bit closer to your Wi-Fi hotspot. All right, all righty. So the tiles are going to fit 12 by 9. This is how many tiles are going to fit inside of that rectangle. The problem is that does not give us a product, okay? So tonight, I'd like for you to think about how you might solve this because we aren't going to have time to finish this one today, and that's okay. Tomorrow, we will finish up solving this 3-act task. Tonight, I want you to think about how will you figure out how many tiles will fit inside of the yellow rectangle, okay? So right now, everybody's gonna click on this orange draft. You're not gonna click the green check. You're not done. We haven't finished this yet. So click on the orange check to save it as a draft, okay? Draft, and we will finish this tomorrow. So save it as a draft, okay? And that'll bring you back to your seesaw screen. All right. As you are doing that, I want to go over our schedule. We are now after STEM. You're getting ready to go to lunch and recess. At 12 o'clock is your work time. If you need help with any work, I am on Zoom to help you. If you don't need help, you should be working independently. You will be working on your seesaw assignments. If you get done early, you will be working on Zern for 15 minutes. If you finish Zern, you will spend the rest of your time on Prodigy. Okay? Please remember you are still in school during this time. It is not free time for games or other activities. You are still expected to be engaged in solving math problems on Seesaw, Zern, or Prodigy. Okay? At 1:35, you have related arts. Yesterday, you guys did not have a related arts assignment for that day for Mr. Beatty. I emailed him. I have not heard back from him yet. So hopefully there will be an assignment there for related arts, but you are going to physical education and Seesaw. If there is not an assignment there, you guys know how to exercise. Get up and do some exercises. Push-ups, jumping jacks, take a run, go for a bike ride. If you're a family or adult says it's okay, do some exercise. At 2:20, we will log back in for Zoom. Okay? All right. Just